Let us start. All right, so Copa America. I'm going to start with Venezuela versus Brazil. Alex Amata on this one. Group A, Brazil 1.14, draw 9, and Venezuela 23. Obviously, Brazil picked up a comfortable win there, 3-0 against Bolivia, all 3 points. Venezuela managed a scoreless draw against Peru, but they were down 10 men, 75th minute there. Brazil, obviously, heavy favourites to win Copa America. There is some value, though, even though they are such heavy favourites in this match. Martin, what do you like here?
I went for Brazil and under 3.5 goals in the opening round, and it cashed in for me. So I think I'm going to double up and go for that again. They are a strong team, but I don't think the impetus is really on them to go and destroy Venezuela in this game. I think if they got a couple of goals, they would be comfortable with that. A lot of possession and keep the ball and just close out a victory. It was a good performance from Venezuela to get that draw with Peru, especially seeing as they had that man sent off, which shows that they're a pretty decent side defensively. I don't think they'll be able to keep Brazil at bay the whole game because the likes of Coutinho and Firmino are too good. But I don't see this being a massive scoreline. I was hoping to do Brazil at under 4.5 goals, but there's no real value there. So gone for Brazil and the under 3.5 goals at 1.95.
Nice. Obviously, Venezuela failed to score in the first round, Alex. Brazil to win to nil is 1.65. I know it's not a particular favourite bet of yours. Do you predict Venezuela to score in this match?
No. I think that they will keep a clean sheet. Brazil will keep the clean sheet. And if you remember in the first round, we went for 2 different bets, Martin and myself, and both cashed because he went Brazilian under 3.5 goals, and I went Brazil minus 2.5 goals. And they won 3-0, and we both cashed. So I will repeat the same thing. Brazil minus 2 on the Asian handicap at 1.87 right now. Because in the morning when I wrote the article for odds market, it was at 1.79. Now you can find better odds, 1.87 for Brazil. The Samba boys should get the job done here. They are heavy favorites to lift the trophy, as you said. No Neymar, no problem. Coutinho is doing a very good tournament so far. Okay, they played only 1 match, but again, it's important that they're playing in front of their fans. The atmosphere was incredible in the first match. I expect the same in the second match, and I expect them again there for both of us to win 3-0 against Venezuela. But your take there, Brazil to win 2-0, I think that is a great idea.
Yeah. The 2 bets, that I liked as well. Brazil minus 2. I got the odds of 1.76, so I got those earlier today, but definitely liking your odds there, Alex. And then the win to nil 1.65. Barca Man is in the comment chat there. He likes Brazil team total over 2.5 goals at 1.93 and Brazil minus 2.5 at 2.34. We've got Barca Man says Dundamel will park the bus, and then Diogo says Venezuela is a tricky team. Yes, they're certainly going to bring on their defense there. Okay.
Yeah, but we still don't. Despite having being without Neymar, being without Fabinho, Marcelo, I think that Brazil has an amazing firepower there because let's not forget Martin specified Coutinho and Firmino. But they have also David Neres, Richarlison, Arthur, Eder Militao from the new Real Madrid player there. So absolutely incredible squad from Brazil in this Copa America. And I think that Venezuela will try to concede as less as they can, but I don't think that they will be able to put huge problems to Brazil in this one.
Odifo TV says Brazil win and over 2.5 goals. Seems like we are all on the same page here. Definitely liking my Brazil minus 2 because it's just a 2-0 win there. It's a push. You get your money back there just in case that Venezuela team does park the bus. Colombia versus Qatar. Martin and Alex on this one. Group B. Colombia 1.36, draw 5, and Qatar 11. Obviously, Colombia proved rightful favourites there to win Group B after beating second favourites Argentina. I think they won a 2-0 there. Qatar holding Paraguay to a 2-all draw. Obviously, Argentina failed to score against Colombia. So sort of similar question here. Can Colombia keep a clean sheet, or will Paraguay find the back of the net, Martin?
That's an interesting one. I mean, if you're holding Lionel Messi and Sergio Aguero, you're drawing a blank, then you're probably going to be able to shut out Qatar's finest. So, yeah, you might look at win to nil on Colombia. I think that looks like an interesting option. I wasn't actually expecting them to get a result against Paraguay, because you would have expected the South American nation to find the conditions better. And you would have just expected them to have too much quality. But it shows that maybe Qatar aren't going to be terrible after all in the World Cup that they're hosting in 2022, although whether they're actually going to host it is in jeopardy, as we've seen today. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah. There'll be a big spotlight on this game, and I think Colombia should prevail. They did very well to beat Argentina. That was a fantastic result, and a real, really established their credentials to go on and win this tournament. They look very good. So yeah, I think they're going to get the job done there. I might go for the same bet again, just Colombia at under 3.5 goals. You get even money on it in this one. I haven't seen too many high-scoring games in this tournament yet. So, 2-0 last time. I think we could see 3-0 to Colombia in this one. But yeah, I like the idea of win to nil as well.
Yeah. Alex, what do you like in this match?
Yeah, I like all three combinations, win to nil and Colombia and under 3.5. I'm going Colombia -1 on the Asian handicap. -1.5 on the Asian handicap at 2.05. As you guys talked about the game against Argentina, they were absolutely fantastic, clinical in front of the net. They managed to keep Argentina without a goal in this match. Again, the media from Argentina and all over the world started to talk bad about Messi after that match. Also, Diego Armando Maradona, the former legend of Argentina, started to say bullshit about Messi and the company, and how they don't, they are not the same as they use his teammates used to be in the past. They don't deserve the T-shirt of the national team and so on. But I think that Colombia deserved that win. They were absolutely awesome. I stayed at night to see the match, and I think that Brazil with Colombia and with Uruguay are going to fight for the trophy this year. So Colombia -1.5 on the Asian handicap at 2.05. Qatar with an unexperienced squad here. They were invited to participate at this tournament to be on the number. Just that, because they are now trying to, I would say, to have some good matches in front of good teams for their World Cup in 2022. But as Martin said, we have some problems with that. And hopefully for us, the Europeans, we will see the World Cup in England, and we will be able to go to see some action there. But that is another discussion. Colombia -1.5 on the Asian handicap, 2.05.
Yeah, I think all singing from the same sheet. I've also found Colombia and the over 1.5 goals. Not a ton of value there, 1.61. But I think that is a pretty safe bet. Somebody was commenting saying, what does, like, for example, 3 Asian handicap? So if you do, we've actually got a whole series over at Odds Market explaining different types of bets, football betting strategies and things like that, that you might want to take a look at. I'll see when I've got a second. I can post it in the comment section. But if it's, for example, like -1.5, they have to win by 2 goals or more. But if you do -1, for example, and they only win by 1 goal, then you get your money back. It's a push. If they win by 2 goals, you win. Obviously, the odds are lower. They reflect that there's less risk in it. But sometimes it's a safer way to do it. If there's enough value, it's just a little bit of an insurance there. But I will post that up for you. Obviously, -3, they have to win by 4 goals or more to get your money. 3 goals, it's a push. Alrighty, Paraguay versus Argentina. Argentina 1.45, draw 4.5, and Paraguay 8.5. Argentina obviously needing points here. They'd failed to get on the scoreboard in the first round. They are very heavy favourites, though. Is it justified? I know they've got some star players. 1.45. Do we expect a comfortable Argentina win? Will Paraguay cause problems? What do you think, Alex?
I think that Argentina to win is good for a knockout bet. 1.45, it's absolutely exceptional for a treble. I think that we'll see goals in this one. I think that Messi and company will enter this match all guns blazing, because after the poor result from the first match, as you specified, they need points. They are last in the standing, 0 points, 0 goals, 2 conceded. So they need points, because if they the first 2 teams from the standings in their group will qualify in the knockout stages, but also the best place ranked team from all the groups will also do it. So they still need points, they still need goals. Paraguay is the perfect opportunity for Argentina to bounce back. Paraguay failed to keep the 2 goals lead against a poor Qatar team, because I think that Qatar are still a poor team in comparison with the others, with the other teams that are performing to this tournament. So yeah, I think that we will see goals. So top tip for this match, single bet over 2.5 goals in the match at 2.25. You can take also no 2.25, sorry, 1.9, sorry, over 2.5 goals at 1.9. But I think that good for a knockout, 1.45. Or also you can look at Argentina to win halftime, full time at 2.2 with Bet365.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the Argentina for a parlay bet there, or Aka bet 1.45. There is a few players, Barcelona there says Aguero, Di Maria out as well. I know. Oh no, Martin, you are on this match. What are you going for, Martin?
I'm just going to go for Lionel Messi to score at any time, 1.8. I think he's got a lot to prove in this match. He is the captain of this team. He should be leading by example. He's come out with a lot of comments in the press after the last result, saying how disappointed he is, saying how it's going to take a long time to get over it. We've just mentioned the people that are missing from the Argentina starting 11 for this next game. So there's going to be even more resting on his shoulders for this one. And he is the sort of player that can take the game by the scruff of the neck. He can get the ball deep. He can run at defenders. He can make things happen. He has the quality to unlock any defence in the world. So I don't see why Paraguay should be able to contain him. They played badly against Colombia. They're just not good enough in midfield and in defence. Always had a great going forwards recently, but they're just not a solid team at all, and just total lack of quality in key areas. But Paraguay, I think they exposed their limitations against Qatar. Wasn't a very good result at all. Argentina really need to win this. If they don't, they're going home. So I think it's going to be up to Messi to lead them to victory. 1.8 on him scoring at any time. That's good to me.
Yeah, I certainly feel confident. Colombia obviously winning the group and advancing. Do you feel confident about Argentina, and could another team advance? Like a Paraguay?
I think on paper, Argentina have a good enough team to go on and win this tournament. Well, maybe not win it, but go to the latter stages of it. But we've been saying that about them in tournaments for a long time recently, and they keep performing below expectations. So I'm not overly confident betting on them, really, to be honest. I would always thought they would be good enough to get on the score sheet, but they couldn't even do that against Colombia, which is worrying for me. If I was an Argentina fan. That's why I'm just sticking with Messi anytime goal scorer. I do think they'll beat Paraguay. There's not a great deal of value there on a straight win, but yeah, I think they could. I think they could sort of stagger through to the knockout stage of the competition, but I think they'd struggle against a well-organised team like Colombia again, or if they played Brazil or Uruguay.
Yeah.
It's important. It's important to know that 8 teams from the 12 will qualify in the knockout stages. The best 2 from each group, and 2 of the best teams from the third place from all the groups. So
Yeah.
I don't think that is how Argentina will not qualify in the knockout stages, because after all they are playing Qatar in the last match, you know. So if they don't beat either Qatar, if they fail to win, let's say against Paraguay, that will be a big problem. I think that it will be a mess in the media in their country. But I think that I still think that they have the weapons to beat Paraguay and to beat Qatar and to qualify from the second place in the group there.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, Uruguay versus Japan. Martin and Alex on this match from Group C. Uruguay 1.18, draw 7.5, and Japan 19. Obviously, Japan lost to Chile 4-0. Uruguay beat Ecuador 4-0, but Ecuador were down to 10 men after the 24th minute. So my first question is what happened with Japan against Chile? Because obviously Japan had a good World Cup run. I'm surprised that they didn't get on the. I know Chile are a good team, but I'm just surprised that Japan have some great players. I'm just surprised they didn't get onto the score sheet. What happened to Japan, Alex?
Well, it's a different competition. They were invited, like Qatar. So two countries were invited to participate at this Copa America, Japan and Qatar. I don't know, lack of expectations. I don't know exactly. Yes, they have some decent players, but they are missing also some good players from their 23rd squad there. So I don't think that they love they love traveling in Brazil there for Copa America. And I expect them to continue this poor performance also against Uruguay in the second round.
Okay, all right. So obviously Uruguay at the 1.18 and Japan at 19. Do you think those odds are justified, Martin?
Yeah, I think so. Uruguay looked exceptionally strong against Ecuador, as I expected them to. I think they're a dark horse to win this tournament. Very good going forwards and very good at the back. Whereas Japan, very poor performance against Chile. I think Japan were a bit lucky at the World Cup because they played Colombia in their opening game and Colombia had a man sent off in the 3rd minute. So they went on to win that against 10 men. Then they drew with Senegal, lost to Poland, scraped through to the last 16 and lost to Belgium in the last 16. So I think they're an okay team, but they're not particularly physical. A team like Chile with players like Sanchez just overran them, I think, in that game, especially preferring the South American conditions. And I expect Uruguay to be pretty comfortable in this one too. They look very strong defensively against Ecuador. They have got a great central defensive partnership. And up front, Suarez and Cavani are going to be too hot to handle for a bit of a limited Japanese defence, I feel. So, yeah, I was trying to find value. It's a bit difficult to find value. You'd have to give them a pretty big handicap. But I'm just looking at Uruguay to win to 0, 1.7. Don't think Japan are really going to trouble this Uruguay defence unduly.
All right. Barsaman says Uruguay minus 2.5 at 2.46. I'm going to guess maybe there's some value on the minus 1.5 as well. Prognosticos Deportivo, Cavani to score 2 goals. Alex, what do you like?
Yeah, I think that Cavani or Suarez can easily score 2 goals on their own if they catch a good day and if they play as good as they played in the first match, absolutely. But as Martin said, the value is there at win to nil at 1.7. I'm also looking at halftime, full-time at 1.62 because the back four of Uruguay are absolutely amazing. Diego Godin and Jimenez from Atletico Madrid, Cáceres from Juventus, and Diego Laxalt from AC Milan there. So this is one of the best defensive side in Copa America right now. I think that also in the world, if you ask me, maybe Italy has a better one, but Uruguay, indeed, the back four absolutely insane right now. Yeah. So yeah, win to nil at 1.7, halftime, full time at 1.62.
Nice. All right. On the same page. Okay. Ecuador versus Chile. Now final match from Copa America. Chile 1.83, draw 3.7, and Ecuador 5. Chile winning obviously their first match 4-0 to Japan. Ecuador losing to Uruguay. I have to say 1.83 for the Chile win looks mighty tempting, Martin.
Yeah, it does. It does. I got 1.91 earlier today. Oh, yeah, just seeing it now. The odds have dropped significantly. So I think if you agree, get in there sooner rather than later because they're going to go down and down. I thought 1.91 was a very good bet. 1.83, I'd still go for that. They were impressive against Japan. They're the holders. They're the defending champions. They sort of fell away over the past couple of years, but not so long ago, they were rated as one of the best teams in the world. And I still think they've got a lot of those players. If they can keep Sanchez playing to the level that he was at in that first half, he just destroyed Japan in that game. So yeah, I think they should be reasonably comfortable here. I know Ecuador were unlucky to have that man sent off against Uruguay, but that could count against them because that means they were chasing the ball for a lot of that game. Couldn't really get near Suarez in it. So we could have some tired legs among this Ecuador side. So I just feel like you may as well just go for a straight Chile win. No real need to give them any handicap or anything like that. I'm happy with my 1.91, but I'd take 1.83 as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking of doing half a unit on each, Chile -1 and the Chile win. Why not? Because if they just win by 1 goal, you get your money back anyway. So, and then obviously you play the straight Chile win. You're winning.
For the value.
The price. I'm just.
No, I said you're going for the value, of course.
I am going. It's my new tactic. I'm practicing for the regular season. You see, I listen to you guys, and always trying to improve my game. Chile -1 is. Let's have a look. Here we go. Chile -1, 2.6. Come on. That is quite tempting. All right, so that is the first segment done. These were our best bets. I saw somebody mentioning a match. These are the best bets that both Martin and Alex came up with. They're the matches that they studied and wanted to present today for the show. So, Martin, just run down what you're going for if you do have a favourite pick amongst them all, for those maybe wanting to just dabble and take one bet of the round 2 to tell us your favourite as well. So what are you going for round 2 Copa America?
I'm going to go for Brazil and under 3.5 goals against Venezuela at 1.95. Colombia and under 3.5 goals against Qatar at even money, 2.0. Messi anytime goal scorer against Paraguay, 1.8. Uruguay to beat Japan to 0 at 1.7. And straight Chile win against Ecuador, anywhere sort of above 1.8. I got 1.91, but anything around there looks good. Not sure if I have a particular favourite. Based on the evidence of the last round, I would expect Chile to beat Ecuador. They look very good, and Ecuador looked like they were struggling and that they could be tied for this game. So I'd probably go with that one.
All right. Alex, same question to you.
I'm going Brazil -2 at 1.87. I'm going Colombia -1.5 at 2.05, which is also my best, my top pick. Uruguay, halftime, full-time, 1.62. And Argentina versus Paraguay, over 2.5 goals in the match at 1.9.
All right, yes, I'm going for Brazil -2, 1.87. I'm just taking Argentina for as part of an ACA bet, 1.45. I'm Chile 1.83, and also Chile -1 at 2.6, half a unit on both. And I do like Colombia in the over 1.5 goals, 1.61. I'm combining that in my parlay there with the Argentina win at 1.45 to give some extra odds there.